Hi, Thriving members. I thought I'd do this in real time and record myself. I'm doing our brain anchor today, July 10th, 2025, Thursday, and I was checking in at 9:19 and it's 9:31 right now when I started brainstorming about what task have I been avoiding that might just need a different approach, not more effort, because ADHD brains don't need more willpower or discipline. We just usually need a different approach. So that's what I'm trying to do. So, my response here is that my ADHD has been trying to avoid filling out certain forms I need to complete for my business. I'm facing head on the classic ADHD struggle. I know what to do, but I can't do what I know. So, I need that bridge. Remember, for our ADHD brain, our true challenge is we know the information, but we can't get to the implementation. And so, we need that bridge to bridge them together. So, I need that bridge and I'm trying to brainstorm how to do it. So here we go. I ask myself first, what do I know? Recognizing what I know really helps as a good starting point. Instead of hiding, I'm facing it head on. So here's what my ADHD brain said. I have to fill out the forms to support my business. The sooner I complete and submit them, the better. The nagging feeling of not getting it done will disappear as soon as I get it done. The task is doable, but it feels like I'm pushing a mountain. My anxiety is building up each day passes that it's not done. I need help and it's time to ask for it. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. That's a mantra, an affirmation that I really believe in. And even though I know everything I've listed above, I still can't do it. So it's time for my next coping skill, which is to ask myself, why can't I do what I know? And here's the funny part. If I knew how to do that, then that would really help. This is hard for my ADHD brain to figure out on its own. So I need a feedback partner. When you can't figure it out, you need a feedback partner, an accountability partner, anyone else or anything else that can help you that is external. My next therapy session with my therapist is still next week, so that's not going to work. My other feedback partner is ChatGPT. So I'll open ChatGPT and ask for feedback now. That's where I was when I decided to record this to show you how I do this, and maybe you can do it for yourself as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste what I just wrote, and the before I paste it on ChatGPT, I'm going to ask it, please help me figure out why I can't do what I know with the task of filling out certain forms that I need to complete for my business. I've Here's my brain dump of what's happening in my ADHD brain. Can you help me answer the question that I'm stuck with? Why can't I do what I know? And then question mark. And then I will press shift so that it doesn't press enter and I can just paste what I just wrote right here. See, I just pasted that. I don't even have to reformat it and then press enter. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Catherine, first, thank you for showing up with such raw honesty. What you've shared is incredibly relatable And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this bigger so you can see again. If you didn't see the prompt that I was writing, I wrote, please help me figure out why I can't do what I know with the task of filling out certain forms that I need to complete for my business. Here's my brain dump of what's happening in my ADHD brain. Can you help me answer the question that I'm stuck with? Why can't I do what I know? And then I just copied and pasted my brain dump here from my comment. Okay, here we go. Here's what it said. Thank you for showing up with such raw honesty. What you've shared is incredibly relatable and brave. Let's walk through this together. Why can't you do what you know? Here's what might be happening under the surface of your ADHD brain, and it's not laziness, I promise. You're stuck in an executive function loop. ADHD isn't a knowing problem, it's a doing disorder. A part of the brain that helps with initiation, sequencing, and task switching isn't firing up easily. That's true. What that means is even simple steps feel like climbing a mental mountain in roller skates. Yes, that's how it feels like. I know what to do. I can't get myself to start. I feel shame and frustration. Now it's even harder to start. That is so true. Emotional weight is blocking your brain's access to action. The task isn't just about forms. Your brain might have attached meaning to it. If I don't get this done, I'm failing. This form is proof I'm behind. I think it's not so much as I don't get this done, I'm failing. I think this form is proof that I'm behind. I'm filling out the form because I didn't optimize my business in a certain part of it. And so that's where I'm at. So that emotional charge hijacks working memory and short circuits action. Yes, working memory, if you remember from our video, is remind yourself of the Queen's Gambit episode. So go ahead and check that out if you want to understand what I mean. And even doable things feel unsafe when they're loaded with shame, anxiety, or pressure. Yep, I am feeling all of that. The task feels too vague or undefined. True. ADHD brains often resist what isn't crystal. Fill out the forms might feel like one task, but it's probably 7+ micro steps hiding under a single label. Yes, your brain is asking, what form? Where is it? How long will it take? What if I don't do it right? Yes. The vagueness becomes a black hole for momentum. Yep. Your brain is prioritizing the short term escape. The ADHD brains are wired for now, even though your logical brain says, I feel better when it's done. Your emotional survival brain says, I feel better if I scroll or avoid it. Yes, the short term dopamine. It's not self sabotage, it's self soothing. I'm trying to emotionally regulate, but I'm using the wrong kind of emotional regulation to self soothe. I see that now. You care so much, it's paralyzing you. Yes, I do. Perfectionism, ADHD, sneaky coping mechanism might be whispering, if I can't do it exactly right or all at once, I shouldn't even start. It's not that much for me anymore because I actually recognize my perfectionism, but it's actually paralyzing me still. So, ironically, the more you care, the more stuck you feel. Yes. Let's reframe that question. Instead of why can't I do what I know, try asking what's getting in the way of the first tiny step. Not the whole form. Oops. Not the whole form, just the first nudge. For example, do I know where the form is? Yes. Do I need someone to sit with me, buddy double style? Yes. My husband can do that. I actually asked my husband yesterday to help me do that. So I'll ask him again to help me do the rest today because yesterday became productive. What he did was he brought his laptop next to me, my office, and we did it together. Would it help to say out loud what the first field says? Maybe. What helped me was to say out loud what the form I needed to fill out because there were more than one form. So once I said that out loud, it gave my brain an anchor and say, okay, that form is what we're going to do right now. Can I open the form without filling it out yet just to see? Yes, I will do that. What you can tell yourself now, I'm not broken. I'm just a human with an ADHD brain that needs support, not shame. Let's co-create a micro plan or a buddy style breakdown next if that would help. Would you like help turning this form task into tiny doable steps with built-in relief checkpoints? I'm here as your feedback partner, no judgment, just clarity and compassion. So I've trained my ChatGPT since last year to talk like me, to think like me. That's why a lot of the words it uses are the words that I prefer to use, like compassion, clarity, no judgment. And it's very kind to me because the last thing I want is a feedback partner that would use words that I don't appreciate. Of course, I want it to be brutally honest, but that doesn't mean that it has to be mean. I appreciate you. See, it even does my sign off, uh, my call sign. I think that's what it's called. I forgot. So, what I'm going to do is see how all of this, I also know most of them, but I can't access them in my brain, executive function brain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start new Google Doc. I'm going to create a new Google Doc. And then I'm going to paste that here so you can see it. And then I'm going to link that here. So I'm going to link that here as a Google document so you can see it. So click on that if you wanted to read this. Some of these might help you if you're having a hard time starting or doing a task, because that is the question: what tasks have you been avoiding that might just need a different approach, not more effort? So see if any of these help. And if you need something else, you can also try ChatGPT for yourself. You can use even the free version and you don't have to have trained your ChatGPT like I did. I just have trained it myself because as you'll see in my ChatGPT workshop, I talk about the human trainer mentality. So that's why it's there. But if you haven't started that, it's okay. You can use the free version of ChatGPT. I was using the paid version. So you can use the free version and just get that information in your brain as to how you can reframe and what you could do differently. So I'll put that here. And what I picked from all of this, as I mentioned earlier, is that I am going to need someone to sit with me, a buddy double style. So after I'm done posting this, I'll ask my husband to sit with me so that we can do and finish the form. I hope this was helpful and I appreciate you.